Hello beautiful creatures, welcome to my channel. I am Aradia, the Witch of Dark Light, and I hope you all are doing well. This video is going to be about protection in the form of creating a thought form or servitor. These are the names that they are generally called. The ones that I have are more in line with thought forms. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. What I have here is my Gargoyle, my trusted dear friend Gargoyle. I have a few around the house, and here's two right here. This one was one that I purchased, and this was one that I created from a mold that I created from this one. I then created this one and the other one that I have in my home. And this is resin that I used. So the reason why I use gargoyles is because one, growing up, they represented to me protection. And growing up, I loved the cartoon Gargoyles, and the movie, this 1970 70-something movie that I watched growing up that made me love gargoyles. And looking back on that movie, I'm not quite sure why, but this is why I use gargoyles as a form of protection around my home. So there's a couple of approaches to this. A thought form is generally, as the name suggests, right, is creation, a manifestation of your will. So a lot of times we do this unknowingly, with the main emotion, fear. So when we have that predominant emotion is fear all the time, from that we can create thought forms and continue to feed them with that same fear. And a lot of times we may feel like that's a entity or something, but it's what we have created out of our fear, this thought form. So creating a thought form is more in line with what your will is, the purpose of your will. A servitor, I believe the root language is Latin. The synonyms for the word servitor is attendant, servant, steward, waitress, footman. You get the point. So when you create a servitor, generally it has a specific purpose to serve you. And for the most part, they kind of are the same thing. So if you are a beginner or new at this is something that you've never done, I would take the approach of a thought form, because you can really evoke your will, your energy, what it is that you need the servitor for. And for this video, we are talking about protection. So the way that I use them, they are like a warning system for me, and protection. So the reason why I like the thought form approach is because they are not in service to me. They are more companions, more familiar like. So what you want to do when you have them is you want to, because right, this is a thought form and they were created based on your will manifesting. So you want to continue to periodically feed them with this energy. And I don't necessarily mean take a plate of food and feed your like gargoyle, if that's what you're going to use, or whatever you're going to use, not a plate of actual food, but maybe have a specific incense that you burn and that's created for your thought form, or whatever you dedicate to this thought form, you want to continue to do this. So there are steps that you can use to creating this thought form as a more formal approach. Just like a baby in the womb that grows for a period of 9 months and then is birthed to the world, you can create your thought form in the same manner, but not 9 months. You can do it if you want. You know, there are very elaborate ways of magic to create things, but you can symbolically use 9 days. And over the course of 9 days, you want to maybe say a prayer, light a candle, and say that intent, the specific words around that intent that you're creating this thought form for. If it's to invoke the energy of protection, and you want to create it as a familiar, you want to think about all of those things, because for me, these gargoyles are my companions within my home. So I think about, when you think about gargoyles, they come to life at night to protect the domain. And they are, if you ever watched movies in folklore, they do send out a warning screech, or not cry, but it's like a screech that they send out as a warning system. So you want to kind of think of all of this, maybe even watch the movie or the cartoon, the TV show that used to be out called The Gargoyles. Just do your research on that if this is the thing that you want to use. Because things like this, they have the gargoyles where you can sit out in a garden and no one knows that that's its purpose, that you've created this thought form and energy to go within this gargoyle figure. So this is one of the reasons why I like gargoyles, because they're inconspicuous, right? They look like gargoyle statues and nothing else to the average person. So let me backtrack a little bit, because we're thinking of this in the symbolism of being in a womb for 9 months. We're using 9 days. So what you can do is take a black cloth, preferably satin if you have it, but a black cloth, cover the thing that you're going to use as your thought form, the physical manifestation of your thought form. Cover that in a black cloth, and you'll be saying whatever it is, your prayers to it each day. Spend a couple of minutes with it each day, and whatever it is that you're going to be dedicating to it periodically over time, once it's formed, these are the things that you want to introduce to it at that time of its creation. So when the 9th day comes, you are going to unveil the gargoyle, if that's what you're using. Unveil it and kind of say a prayer of thanking it and welcoming it in your space, and just kind of giving it direction. You want to welcome into my space. I thank you for guarding it, protecting it, our home, and etc. This is what, of course, when you work magic, there's like layers of things. You can't just, especially when you are creating this thought form for protection, and you feel like you really need protection, you want to do other things to assist with this, especially if this is the beginning. You're just creating this thought form. It's fairly new energy, so it has to build over time, because the next thing I want to talk about is your creation, your manifestation, is only as strong as your will is. So if you believe the power in its creation and the power in your will to create and manifest, it will be created. And the more you believe in it, the more you know and feel that the power is being manifested in its thought form, just the same as you would have fear about something that, that's very powerful. If you really believe in the power within that you have to manifest it and continue to help it to grow, this is as powerful as it can get. That's first. Before anything, believe in your power to manifest. And along with that creation, you might want to, around the perimeter of your home, put some kind of protection powder, maybe crushed eggshells, or maybe red brick dust, like I spoke about in my previous video. But you want to do a few things that all align with that one purpose, to protect. So if you have any questions about how I create my beautiful gargoyles as thought forms that I didn't mention in this video, let me know. And if you watched my last video, I just want to share this. I pulled a card, and when I finished creating the video, I was cleaning up, and I moved the table. I turned around. I went to turn back, and another card was pulled. I kid you not, guys. Another card was pulled. And the card was this. I don't know if you see it. It's called, the card's name is Translucence, and it's the meaning of this card is love the darkness. So this has nothing to do with this video, and I think I'm going to talk a bit more about, because I don't see a lot of videos on that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about paranormal things that happen, things that I may see, or experiences that I have to share with you, because sometimes you may have an experience and not understand it and not even know that that's what that was, or you may think you're crazy, or you may think disbelieve what you saw. So I think I'm going to share some of those paranormal experiences and a lot of the astral travel that I do with you guys. If that's something that you want to hear about, let me know in the comments, and I will absolutely make more videos about that. And also let me know in the comments if you have any questions about creating your thought form, because I think this is a great way to represent protection in your home. And I thought I was going to give them a name at some point, but it's just, for me, it's more about the energy of each of these gargoyles. And yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you today. And please do give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I thank all of you for that are here, subscribe now, for being here, and to all of you new beautiful souls. Until the next video, I love you all, and into the shadows.